A tariff dividend for Americans? Trump's $1,000, $2,000 promise could be closer than you think. Donald Trump has just made a statement that's sending shockwaves through the country. Direct payments of $1,000 to $2,000 could soon be heading to Americans. He called it a dividend or distribution, a potential reward from record-breaking tariff revenues. This isn't the first time he's hinted at the idea. In fact, it's the third time in 9 months he's brought up giving money directly to citizens. 3 mentions, one pattern, and a growing sense that something big may be taking shape behind the curtain. But is this just campaign talk, or the start of an actual payout plan? Let's break it down. What Trump said, and why it's turning heads. During a recent interview, Trump revealed that U.S. tariff revenues are projected to climb past $1 trillion a year. Then came the twist. We might make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend to the people of America. When asked how much, Trump answered, maybe $1,000 to $2,000. He didn't call it a stimulus check. He called it a dividend. That single word matters. A dividend suggests citizens share in the profits of U.S. trade policy. Whether it's labeled a rebate, a credit, or a payout, the definition will shape everything: eligibility, taxes, and timing. If this dividend becomes law, will it work like free cash or taxable income you owe back later? Is there really enough money for this? Surprisingly, yes. Tariff revenue isn't a talking point. It's a tangible source of government cash. In just 2 months, the Treasury collected $66 billion, averaging over $1 billion per day. At that pace, yearly collections top $350 billion, enough to fund multiple payment rounds. Funding exists. But here's the catch. No legislation exists yet. That's the missing puzzle piece, the one separating talk from reality. Earlier this year, Trump discussed a potential $5,000 DOGE dividend. Months later, Senator Josh Hawley proposed the American Worker Rebate Act, calling for $600 payments. Now Trump's mentioning $1,000, $2,000. The pattern shows growing confidence. But remember, intention is not legislation. The distance between an interview soundbite and a signed bill is enormous. If Congress takes this up, will it pass quickly, or get buried in political gridlock until it's too late? How it might work, and why you should plan ahead. If the plan moves forward, it will likely mimic past stimulus models, a tax credit or automatic direct payment tied to income limits. Here's what that could mean. Payments could shrink or vanish once your modified adjusted gross income, MAGI, exceeds a threshold. The IRS already holds your data, so applications wouldn't be needed. Payments would go straight to your account or mailbox. Your tax moves this year could determine whether you get the payment next year. Here's where many people stumble. One major financial move can accidentally push you out of eligibility. For instance, taking a large IRA withdrawal or Roth conversion might spike your income. I've seen retirees convert $60,000 thinking it would save them long-term taxes, only to lose stimulus eligibility and face higher Medicare costs. One decision, 3 consequences. Before making any big financial move, run the numbers both ways. Check how your MAGI changes and whether it keeps you inside the qualifying window. What if the very tax strategy meant to save your retirement ends up disqualifying you from the dividend entirely? Who's in, who's out, based on history. If past payment models are any guide, likely eligible, citizens with valid Social Security numbers, recent tax filings, and moderate or low incomes. Likely excluded, dependents claimed on someone else's return, or individuals with significant overdue federal debts, like child support. Automatic recipients. Those on Social Security or veterans benefits could still receive payments automatically through SSA and VA databases. To avoid issues, make sure the IRS has your current address and bank details. The last stimulus round showed how easy it is for checks to vanish into old accounts or mailboxes. If this program launches suddenly, will your payment go to your new bank Or to an account you closed 3 years ago? The tax question that could change everything. The biggest unknown right now. Will the payment be taxable? Stimulus checks in 2020 and 2021 weren't, they were advanced tax credits. But if this tariff dividend is classified differently, it could count as ordinary income. Imagine getting $1,500, then discovering at tax time that 22% or $330 belongs to the IRS. Suddenly your free money feels a lot smaller. Until lawmakers release bill language, no one knows for sure. But tax classification will determine whether this is a windfall or a washout. If the payment hits your account in 2026, will you be celebrating or calculating what chunk to send back to the government? Required minimum distributions, RMDs. Retirees face a unique challenge. If the program bases eligibility on 2025 tax returns, your required minimum distributions, RMDs, could push your income past the cutoff. Here's a simple example. You're 74 with $400,000 in a traditional IRA. Your RMD equals roughly $16,000. Add $20,000 in Social Security and $10,000 from a pension, and you're at $46,000. That may sound modest, but if your spouse also withdraws or you sell stock, you could easily cross the limit. To stay safe, time large withdrawals after eligibility is calculated. A single sale or conversion could erase the full payment. Will your RMD, something you legally can't skip, end up costing you the very dividend meant to help retirees? Politics, policy, and the election year factor. Let's be honest, election years breed grand promises. Trump's framing of a tariff dividend is clever politics. It transforms an unpopular issue, tariffs that raise import prices, into a populist victory. We're charging foreign companies and giving the money to you. Whether this is genuine policy or strategic timing, it works as a campaign message. But sometimes political theater becomes real policy, especially when voter enthusiasm depends on it. Is this a campaign tactic, or the first real step toward reshaping how America handles trade revenue? What you should do right now: verify your IRS info, update your address and direct deposit details before the next tax season. Estimate your MAGI early. Small income changes can move you above or below eligibility lines. Avoid major conversions or asset sales until more is known. Wait until after eligibility is determined if possible. Stay informed. The difference between a credit and a dividend could mean a few $100s or a few hundred owed back. Plan for RMDs. Don't let required withdrawals derail your chances. Remember, eligibility is built on timing. If the law uses 2025 income as a measuring stick, what you do between now and December could decide whether you get $2,000 or $0. Cliffhanger number 8. If Congress passes the bill mid-year, will you still have time to adjust your income? Or will it already be too late? Will it really happen? We've seen similar concepts before. The U.S. has already distributed $10 billion in tariff-based payments to farmers, proving the mechanism exists. The government can direct tariff revenue to citizens. It already has. Still, promises aren't payments. Bills die in committee every week, numbers shrink, rules tighten, and by the time it's finalized, the original idea can look unrecognizable. So, should you count on this money? No. Should you prepare anyway? Absolutely. The best financial moves are made before the headlines turn into laws. If this becomes reality, will you be one of the first Americans to receive it, or one of the millions left out by a single, overlooked detail? Final thought. Trump's proposal could redefine how Americans think about tariffs and government revenue. Whether it's a temporary boost or the start of a new model for citizen dividends, one truth stands out: those who plan ahead will benefit most. For now, stay alert, stay updated, and watch how your income decisions in 2025 could ripple into 2026 and beyond. Because the next few months might determine whether this is just another campaign promise or the start of something that puts real money back into your hands.